What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the first ever episode, a brand new show that we're excited to bring you guys. It's going to be called Full Court Press with your host, as always, me, MattyChucks, and my co-host, MCbets. MC, is that what we're going to call you in this episode? Are we going to call you anything
Yeah,
else?
yeah, sure. We can start off with that, but McBets is just easier to flow. So whatever comes out is fine.
All right, so it technically is not McBets, but you know what? It's almost like that
It's
fight is
easier.
over.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. I'm done trying to drive it home. Whatever.
Whatever you
Doesn't
want to
matter.
call them.
Doesn't matter.
You can call them. But we have a new show. We're excited to talk about it. I'm excited to, I guess, get it kickstarted. The goal of this show is to bring personalities on the show, whether they're an athlete, work in sports media, in the gambling Twitter space that we are both on. Anyone really in the sports betting world that you guys think would be a good guest, comment below, comment on our tweets about it. We want to get guys and girls on, and talk about how they got here, who they are, their thoughts on the business, their thoughts on whatever that they do in this business, and just kind of give you guys more entertainment-based show rather than spitballing stats and doing picks 24/7. Is that a good way to explain it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of picks shows out there. You can get picks and stats from outlets. So we're going to try to highlight the person, how they got started, like you said, and pull down the curtain a little bit on them and get to know them. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So with that being said, again, comment who you guys want. We kind of already have a list of guys.
Yeah, we got a list, but let us know. We're here to entertain and please you, the people. So let us know who you want to see and what questions you'd like us to ask certain people.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And as soon as we announce the guest, we'll open the door for questions to be asked. I already asked a question on, I think, DJ and Eli's things. I'm done with the questions being asked, and people saw that on Twitter. So we're not going to go there. But we'd love to have you guys.
That's a question. Now that's a question.
I'm not going to talk about it.
No.
But basically, maybe your name will highlight your name if you asked it. I don't know. I want serious questions, not these guys. I know we're going to get the guys who just do like the whole, like, is water wet? Like, no, we're not doing that.
How much money would it take for you? Never mind.
Yeah. No, real questions to real people, and that's what we're going to bring to you guys. So first off, we're going to do a little, I guess they call these icebreakers back in school. We're going to do some icebreakers between us two to tell our story, how we got here, and then obviously talk about the All-Star break, the Home Run Derby and All-Star game, and talk about baseball so far. And then next week, we will hopefully have our guests confirmed. We'll tweet it out, and then you guys can start asking questions. So first off, who is MCbets? I guess we could just go there first.
I am just a guy trying to pay my house off in one night. You know, that's how this whole thing got going. $1 to win $1 million. Not that I have $1 million house. I'd probably be able to pay my house off and buy 2 more if I ever hit that ticket. A lot of fun. Obviously love sports and stats, and followed a lot of the gambling Twitter people and stats accounts, stat news, things like that. Started tweeting out these tickets with over leans, basically. 6 or 7 guys who I figured would go over, and if they maxed out, you'd win a shit ton of money, I guess. Relative, a few of them were like, definitely went over. A couple of them hit the max, and it kind of got a lot of attention, and it's very entertaining, and it just kind of grew from there. It's been just over a year, maybe a year and a half that the account's been up and running, and it's been excited to see how far we can take it.
Yeah, I actually followed you, I think, before I even had interacted with you in any way. And I was like, dude, this guy's getting pretty close. I was like, and it got me because I was like, I don't want to be the guy who doesn't follow the day that does it.
That's the thing. It's like you see this thing and it's like $1. You get all the people in the comments like, donation.
No.
Yeah. All right, buddy. It's $1. You go to the movies and the movie's terrible. You don't get your money back. That was your entertainment value for the day. Like, it is what it is. And it was entertaining. It actually brought me back into like watching the NBA, because now I'm playing teams and guys, and I'm staying up late to watch Jalen Green in the 9:30 game because I need him to hit 5 threes. He hits 4, but I'm invested in the game. So it brought me back into watching basketball, which for me is awesome because I do love basketball. You know, things happen in your life. You lose touch with certain things, but I would say it definitely brought me back into the NBA, which is cool.
Yeah. So your whole thing is big bets and things like that.
Compensating, you know.
Yeah. I love the niche. The niche or niche. I don't know. I really don't care. But
no, it's like Luis Robert. You know, it's niche. I don't know.
Every day, but yeah. So that's how you got here, guys. For me, how I got here is I really don't know.
Hey, you know what? I followed you too. You were killing hockey last year, and when I hit your you can do it, and then I hit your account, right, and your profile came up, and it was you at Citi Field. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this guy's a Met fan. Follow, bing, hit the button, boom.
Yeah. It's definitely not that anymore. I forgot about that picture.
Yeah.
I got here. It was that.
Yeah, in the dugout, I think.
I got to we took batting practice, and I literally sucked because I tore my AC joint like a week before. So I'm just hitting little bloops oppo, and I was like, "This is my only chance I'm going to get to hit BP." And
everyone's got an excuse. I bet you would have went pro in high school, tear your knee up too, probably, right?
I was not going to make pro baseball player, but I wanted to see how far I wanted to try to hit it out of the park, and it was just not that day. There were guys like I was in like jeans and like a t-shirt, and we were using like John Neese's old like bat is what they gave us, like the pitcher John Neese. And there's a guy there who was like 24. He was wearing like eye black baseball pants, tucked in. I'm like, dude, he was the only one using a aluminum bat. I'm like, no one's scouting you here, bro. Like, so that pissed me off. But back to how I got here. Basically, I was using my personal Twitter just to post hockey stuff and sports stuff because I've always been the guy on my friends that just wants to see who can win every game, and I guess I was addicted at a young age. But
happens.
I went to Twitter, and I had some friends in the business already or in the industry already, so I kind of reached out, made some friends, and got thrown in some random group chats. And I was like the only hockey guy. Now it's really just like me, Top Cheddar, and a couple other guys. But like back then, it was literally like just me, and no one really touched hockey. And I was crushing it because I don't think the books were really that sharp on hockey lines because I don't think their liability was in that sport at all.
They were taking no money there probably.
And yeah, exactly. And the lines I think were all different books were just so off. So I had a huge edge, but I was also very knowledgeable on the sport, and I was in one of those grooves. We all go on one of those grooves, and then everyone kind of looked at me during the NBA All-Star break.
Kind of like what we're in now. There's nothing else going on.
And like Nick the Picker and other people, they're like, yo, look, follow this guy's bet because there's nothing on. And it was like a win-win for them because if I lost, like I'm just eating up time for them to come back. But if I won, it's like they took credit for showing.
Pressure was on when you get the shout out, like, oh, there's nothing on. Check out this guy's hockey picks.
Yeah.
Pressure's on. Feet to the fire.
And I just steamrolled, and I'm just, very myself and just positive, and people just liked it and hung on. That I've been like pretty consistent over time, and that's basically how I got here. I don't really have a niche. I have a niche in each sport, but I'm pretty much just like a couple straights, couple parlays kind of guy. But that's basically how I got here, and I'm happy I did. There's no turning back.
Yeah, for sure. Same.
And that's basically it. Speaking of big bets, what's the biggest bet you can remember?
Hitting?
Yeah.
I hit last football season, I hit a nice like touchdown. I think it was like 4 legs, maybe. I don't remember the odds. It was over plus 9,000, plus 10,000 odds. So that was nice. Personally, though, people have like taken those long $1 million bets, kind of dropped them down a little bit and hit some nice tickets based. I mean, I don't play those, watered down ones, which I should, but I like it even more when other people win. Kind of, it's like gratifying or satisfying in a way. It's like pretty cool that I helped in whatever way, even if they just took their own spin on it. But if they liked the guys I was on and they tweaked it to their liking, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like a lot of guys do that. I'll do like a total bases parlay, and I'll miss by like one base, and they're like, "Oh, I did a hit parlay though." I'm like, "All
Yeah,
right, good.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
You still use the formula,
yep.
which is
It kind of
it's our whole job. It's what
yeah,
we
it kind
want
of
to
turned
do.
into like it almost turned into like the $1 million thing was like a large cheat sheet.
Yeah,
Like these 8 guys have a lean to go over. Take 2 of them, 3 of them to go over,
yeah.
or
Just pick your poison. Like
yeah,
these guys all can.
take 2 for 15 points. You got a nice little like double up plus 100 type of thing. Whatever, whatever you
No,
want to do.
yeah,
I enjoy it. I like it. I'm still holding out hope it's gonna hit one day. One
it
day.
will.
All we need is one.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit like a random Sunday in like December, and everyone's like, "Oh, the one time I don't
Yeah, the one
tail."
time I don't tail. Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's all you're gonna get. The biggest bet I ever won was it was in the middle of COVID, like prime pandemic. I think I told you this in England, but I'm gonna say it here. Um, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was so bored because there was like nothing going on, and DraftKings still had like sports up, but it was only futures. So I picked a futures parlay with the World Series winner,
Yeah, I remember
the
this.
the Stanley Cup, and the NBA Finals. It was Lightning, Lakers, Dodgers, and all of them won. I had one with like the Chiefs from the Super Bowl too. It was like 5 to win 2,500, and then it was like a $20 free bet to win like 10 grand. Um, so I hit both of those, and that was unbelievable. But that wasn't even like cool because like I didn't really have a Twitter account then, and it was kind of just like took so long to get there that it was like kind of annoying.
Well, I can't. I like the future is not for me. I can't wait that long. Like I need
Yeah,
it that night. Went boom. Next day, same thing. I can't. I can't do it.
I do a mix
You're
of
a
both.
special person if you could do the future. You have exceptional patience. I just don't
if
have it.
you're if you're with your boys watching a game and you're like, yo, I think these guys can come back, and you guys all put like $20 on them to come back, it's like plus like 700. I always will put like I'll cut it in half, put it on that, and then I'll also put it on like 3 futures on top of it. So it's kind of just like if they win tonight, it covers the bet of the future one, and then I have something else to root for like the next few months.
That's true.
It's
That's a good way to do it too.
it's pretty electric, but then it just like why do that when the first team doesn't even win? You talked about basketball, talked about some football. What's your favorite sport to bet on?
I love to bet on basketball. I thought I was gonna love football, but I didn't, and I don't know if it was just because it was like the anticipation, and it's like the movie everyone talks about. Oh, you got to go see this movie. Got to go see this movie, and then you see it, you're like, oh, it's good. It's all right. Basketball, I really enjoy.
Yeah, basketball's a lot of. The only thing I hate about basketball is blowouts. It's the only thing I can't stand. It's like the
Yeah,
read can be right there, and he needs 6 more points in the fourth quarter, and just doesn't even sniff the.
does and he's benched. I know. I
Yeah,
know.
that's one thing I can't get behind. My favorite sport to bet on is I would say hockey. I like to watch hockey, but to bet on, I think it actually is baseball. There's just so much analytics in baseball that when you can predict something, it kind of just it gives more validation than any other sport. I think where like there's so much analytics because baseball is such an analytical sport, and
Yep.
also like
Splits.
yeah, just splits and this and that. If you have a pitcher, like you're always in, and you always know like it's not necessarily like guys going back and forth. Like if you have a pitcher strikeouts, like you're just every time the 2 strike count, I'm right there. It's like you know the anticipation's built and you're watching it. Whereas basketball, it's like my guy might not even get the rock for 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Like football, he may not even get a pass thrown to him, or the defense may be on the field for so long. So baseball's like this thing has to happen. Like he has to see X amount of batters unless he gets blown up, which again my read was wrong anyway. So I think that for me, if you could watch baseball, that's my favorite sport to bet on because that whole at bat, that whole everything,
The
just
rush.
yeah, is exactly what it is. And normally it wouldn't be. I think you could watch basketball and have fun without betting. It's tough to do that with baseball if you're not a baseball fan. All right, let's talk home run derby and All-Star game reaction. We just watched it the last 2 days. I guess we'll talk about the home run derby first. I think we talked about this earlier in another meeting that we had. I'm just going to go and say it. The home run derby is great. I'm happy that there's young talent with power and stamina. I love the format, honestly, the timed over the just exact number of swings or whatever. But I do think the format needs to change. Like the style is fine, but the round, like the matchups,
It's got to go.
it's got to go. Top 4 guys advance,
Yeah.
and you move on. That's how it's got to be. And then top 2 guys, and then championship, because you got guys who can hit 14 home runs and move on.
This isn't a Pete Alonso bias, because it could have been anybody. But in theory, he could have hit 35, 40 homers and not moved on. It's crazy. I think the matchups aren't for if they're going head to head competing, you know, like obviously a bracket, you win the game, you move on. But if there's if you're trying to accumulate a total, you can't go head to head, because it's just half of it is luck of the draw. You know, I personally, I think the time thing is cool, but aesthetically on the TV, you don't see all the homers and you don't know kind of what they're up to. That counter is behind. Whereas when we used to have the 10 outs, it was like the guy swung and you kind of watched how far it would go, and then you would reset and watch the next pitch. He took the pitch, whatever. They started taking 20 pitches, which is why they had it was going into 1 a.m. So that's why they had to go to the timed. But if they can maybe find a balance in there, I don't know. You can only, if they go back to 10 outs, you can only take 3 pitches in a row or something like that. You got to swing.
Or maybe do like what do they get? 3 minutes?
Yeah. Maybe and then a bonus. Everybody gets 30 seconds. Then if it could be 4-minute round.
Maybe just do like 2 minutes, because there's 2 minutes in the final anyway. Just do 2 minutes and 5 swings. And that way the last 5 you're just watching. It could be 5 swings or whatever. It could be just 5 pitches. You have to swing at the pitch. And there's pressure on the pitcher. That'd be interesting to do a little hybrid. And maybe they don't get as tired either. But yeah, the match just makes no sense, because if anyone faced Julio Rodriguez first, they would have lost.
Yep.
And then he got dead the next round. It should be top 4, you move on, and that's
Are we ever going to see a pitching machine?
No, I like the human error. It's like it's tough when your guy you want has it, but like these guys who know they're going to do it should just get guys who throw
meatballs.
Yeah, like get a guy hire a guy. Give a guy $10,000. You win $1 million if you win the thing.
Yeah.
Like pay a guy $10,000 to throw that day. You know how many guys will be practicing throwing?
Yeah. I'll get out there. Be like the Cam Newton kid in that commercial, right? Just warming up.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting ready to go. Yeah.
I like the human error. I think you do stuff like that. As far as the All-Star game, there's too many players. Like, you got relievers coming in for a one batter. You got guys hitting one time. Like, either shrink the pool or do like a tiered pool where like these guys made it, but they're like in the dugout. They're not playing.
And I wish the game was 12-11. Yeah. I don't know what they can do, but like the pitchers are so good. Like we watch enough baseball. There's baseball on every night. To have everyone all in on the All-Star game for the game to be 3-2 is like I want to see fireworks, man. I want to see homers, guys on base, doubles, everything. Maybe I don't know. They bring in
it's pro pitcher, because they know they're only throwing 15 pitches, so they're throwing gas.
Yep.
Like George Kirby hit 100 like 3 times. I was like, what the hell? Like,
sick.
It was cool to watch, but like that's not what I want to see in an All-Star game. I really don't. I want to see Shohei Ohtani bat 3 times. Yes. I want to see something. You got to
now they can't shrink the pool because it's like there's financial incentives for these guys contractually. Maybe they can still name 25 to 30 players,
them, but
only bring 15 or something. I don't know, because you want to see Ohtani. He gets pulled in whatever. Say I don't remember last night, but the 3rd inning, and the MVP odds are skewed because the starters are going against the best pitchers. So those guys who start, the batters, are going to be facing the best starters, right? So if you're going to play an MVP, betting wise, you're better off playing a guy who's probably going to come in the 6th or 7th, because he has a better shot to win the game, which is exactly what happened.
Well, it's not even better pitchers. It's just like if it's a 2-2 game going to the 7th, some guy hits a 2-run bomb, that guy's winning MVP.
Which is exactly like Ohtani's not winning the MVP, because even if he hits a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning or 1st inning, all game the NL is probably going to score 2, and that's not going to be the game-winning hit.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's tough to appease everybody from the MLB standards. They have to do the best that they think they can, and for the most part, I think they get it right. The Derby definitely works. I just, as a TV viewer, wish I could see all the homers. Like McGuire in Fenway in 99 or whatever that was. He was hitting them across the street, and we got to see every one. They were landing on the roof over the Green Monster. If that was today, we wouldn't know where the split screen, the balls are going everywhere. Like you kind of lose it a little bit. Sosa in Milwaukee was putting them off the slide out in left field, and it was like a moment. Everybody was reacting to that, and he was even standing there watching it. He would have hit three more balls. He would have hit 3 more balls by the time that thing landed.
You know, it'd be cool too if you could somehow integrate the kids in the outfield. Like, we get better kids, first of all. I saw so many guys drop balls. But like, if you could have people from like the other team or something in the outfield, if they catch it, it's like they catch 3, it's like subtracts a home run or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's true. That would be. I mean, that's pretty crazy. You'd have to get some high schools all-state outfielders out there.
No, but dude, just put like, I don't know who was in the outfield yesterday. They put like, I don't know, some guys out there for fun. Like put Bo Bichette out there and just have him hang out. Yeah, they're not gonna go crazy and get hurt, but if you can see them like catch a line drive, like, you know, I want to see them like, you know, banter back and forth, like
different spin.
Not try to rob it, but like, you know, if there's a chance for a diving catch in the outfield, you know, it's a little extra bonus entertainment I want to see. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's something I was looking at. Like, these kids are just dropping balls. One kid got hit in the face.
One kid got hit in the face. Sick. But the game is the game. Maybe they could tail the rosters a little bit, but it's kind of the games. There's not much they could do, I think, in terms of that. Now, it would have been unbelievable if Julio hit that walk-off home run at home after hitting 40 dingers. It would have been unbelievable, but didn't happen. I was happy. I hit my NL. We broke the streak, hit the NL bet over on DraftKings, so that was good. With my 50% boost.
It's just like, you know, it's like, what are we watching? It's like we're watching a playoff game, kind of, but like, there's not enough action for me to matter. All right, enough All-Star game. We'll talk about some bad stuff. Who are the biggest duds in the first half of the season?
Well,
players or teams?
Well, teams, obviously the Mets, the Padres. Just, I mean, and for a long time, I know he had a hot week going into the break, but Lindor was just awful. Good thing he plays a Gold Glove shortstop because his batting was pretty bad. He turned it on. Hopefully he could spark them a little bit here and they get rolling in the second half. Padres, brutal. Let's see. Player-wise,
the Guardians for a bit. The Guardians were big duds.
Big duds. They were, odds-on favorite to win the division. I know they're back in first now, but for a while they were just slow out of the gate.
And I'll say this: the Angels are always duds. That's just like.
Well, I don't even characterize because this is just what they do. You can't be a dud if you're a dud every season, right? That's just they're just status quo. They it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess they're not a dud because we all expected it. If you had to pick a team to for a futures bet, either to win the World Series or to make the playoffs, like a surprise team that's still a surprise now, or the best futures to make. Like, I'm not going to say bet the Braves to win the World Series.
No, I think the Reds I think they'll make the playoffs, maybe to win a series. I don't know if you could find that market anywhere. Like they'll probably win the wild card maybe, or have to play in the wild card. So maybe to win that round. I don't know if that's exactly a market anywhere, but Arizona, that division is just tough. They've been great. But maybe you probably get good value in Arizona and make the playoffs.
Yeah. You know what's cool? You can do these like division straight forecasts where it's like
and trifecta. It's like a horse race.
Yeah.
Win place show on DraftKings. Yeah.
You can do like Cincinnati first, Milwaukee second,
Chicago third, right? And then they rotate them.
Yeah. That's a crazy bet. That's like plus. I wonder if you could parlay that with another one. No,
that would be insane.
You can't. But I mean, there's a bunch of things. I think the Mariners have a shot. I will say I like the Mariners before the season to make the playoffs. They have an easy schedule in the second half. I think a lot of guys underperformed, and I think that they have some good hitters like Ty France, Kellenic, J-Rod, Teoscar Hernandez. Like, I think they have a solid team. They're not like going to win the World Series, I don't think, in my opinion, but I think from where they are, like they can make a little bit of a leap. I'm trying to see where exactly they are in the standings. Again, they're 6 games back from the division, which isn't even a lot when in the grand scheme of things. I know it's the Rangers and the Astros, but they could probably make a wild card. They're above 500, and the wild card teams are really just in the AL East. The AL Central, no one's making the wild card in there. It's going to be that division winner advances. So the Mariners, to me, are a pretty nice bet, if you ask me. I don't know what your opinion is.
And the Mariners, it just seems like baseball's a lot more fun when the Mariners are in it. I don't know if it's that teal, that beautiful.
It is.
The blue and the navy and teal going. I think that's, for me anyway, it brings back shades of Griffey, and it's just seems like the Seattle fans are
awesome.
Rabid. Awesome. Yeah.
They are. No, I agree. All right, last question and we're hopping off. Steroids and sticky stuff, yes or no?
Yes and yes. And I'm not advocating the use of illegal things, but if everyone's doing it, we could just level the playing field across the board and the entertainment value would go up. And I think they go hand in hand, because if the batters are going to be using steroids to their advantage, right, then the pitchers should be able to have more control of the ball and put it exactly where they want it to go. I mean, Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, A-Rod, all these guys in the early 2000s hitting 350, 50 homers like it was nothing. It was can't miss. These balls were going everywhere.
Could you imagine the home run derby?
Yeah. Yes, I could. I just said McGuire was hitting them over across the street. Sosa, these guys were hitting. I think as long as everyone's on the up and up and everyone's doing it, then it's only the quality and the level of baseball would be higher. And we want to see the best show, the best performances. So let them do it. Everyone's going to do it. Then if everyone's not doing it and they're here, everyone does it, they're all going to be level anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think,
and a lot of guys do look for an advantage to get back on the field quicker.
Yeah.
Right. So if like Aaron Judge has been out a month, baseball suffers from that. The Yankees suffer when they go on the road. Maybe ticket sales suffer. If a kid in Cincinnati's like, oh, Judge isn't playing, maybe I'm not going to go see the Yankee game. Get him back on the field. Let him do whatever to heal himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's another spin on it.
I agree. I agree with everything you said, actually. I know that you're going to get some guys who disagree, but I think
that's fine. That's fine. I understand their side.
If you're talking about the entertainment value of the sport, you are spot on. Can you imagine the home run derby with steroids, but then each player should be able to pick who the pitcher is for the other guy? Like, you should be able to have Garrett Cole using sticky stuff. Like, that would just be awesome to watch. But that's basically it from us.
Yeah.
Again, guys, this has been the first episode. We're going to get in the swing of things with our script and asking questions for our guests. Again, ask us or tell us who you guys want to see. Whether it's an athlete, we'll try to reach out. Whether it's a person in the space, tag them underneath the comments. Our first episode is going to come out hopefully later today. We can figure it out. We're going to maybe change our overlay and some stuff and have some cool stuff. Maybe we'll do some live episodes every now and then.
That'd be cool,
It's really up to you guys. And you know what? For the first episode, we're going to give $25 away to whoever has the best comment. It could be funny. It could be giving us a guest on here. Whatever you want to do, $25 goes to the best comment. And that's going to be it from us. We don't even have like an exit outro yet. But this
we were just so excited to get it out there. We love the idea, and I think it's going to be great. Like you said, we're going to get it going, get in the flow of things. We're going to ask some better questions, pointed, maybe not so much. Like, Matty, when you get dressed, you put your socks on first or your pants? Like, what do you?
I'm a pants guy, but I think you're a socks guy.
Socks. No brainer. It's no brainer. You put the pants on first, then you go to put the socks. You got to like roll the pants up.
It's weird though. I feel naked when I just have socks on.
Socks, pants, seamless. It's a seamless transition. Trust me. Try it. You'll never go back.
I feel naked when I just have socks on.
No. I mean, socks, pants.
You guys can let us know in the comments what you guys do. But this has been the Full Court Press. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. We're going to aim for
guest.
Monday
With a guest.
with a guest. We have a few messages out to guests. We're waiting on answers. Once that's announced, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, show some love, and hopefully this can become a nice weekly thing for you guys to get a break. And I think the live episodes would be cool down the road. But
Yep.
This has been the Full Court Press. Thanks for tuning in.